Okay, what about now? Oh, right, so I can see the order going. Oh, and chat notifications. Okay, okay, we've got it sorted. Yes! All right, we're in. Okay, so well met, lords and ladies. Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome to, I guess, Roblox review. Sorry that took almost half an hour to actually set up. Literally, I could barely even do anything on here. But at least all the background stuff was prepared, much like the description screenshots that Josh wanted me to have in here. And also, while I was setting up the stream, I did find out something because it's kind of interesting because I've kind of been avoiding this series for some time, or just this stuff in general. Like I've been asked a couple of times, "Hey, can you review this or review that?" It's like, and I've put it off for a number of reasons. One, because the Roblox stuff never seems to like gel with me at all. Roblox in general, a lot of the time, hasn't gelled with me at all. I've tried to get into it a few times actually. I've played the game a couple of times, and every time someone tries to use me, never enjoyed it that much. It felt like I was just like trapped there. But then again, of course, that was different for the actual series because I have looked at some stuff in the past, and that also hasn't grasped me. But on another note, the other issue is that this particular series, of course, is in Spanish, and that's not normally an issue because last time I reviewed something in Spanish, I just paused and I read out the sentences as the characters, just translating them in English. The thing is, this one is voice, which means we have to pause every single time that a character speaks, which is of course going to be the entire episode. So pacing wise, I thought, okay, this is not going to gel well, like at all. I have no idea where to even begin with this stuff. There's also like 4 seasons and other shows that I'd like several seasons long, so I have no idea. Like, but it's Álvaro's birthday, so I'm going to give it a try. And Álvaro has been around a few times and has, put up with not only this delay, but also the fact that I stream at a time zone that is even less ideal for him than it already is for me, which is why we're doing this early. And I am going to put my best foot forward this time. And I think I know sort of what I'm in for, because while I was setting up the stream and going through like tags and metadata and stuff, one of the suggestions that my like plugin for YouTube stuff came up with was Brookhaven RP. And I thought, okay, hold a second. So this series is called Lives in Brookhaven. So Brookhaven isn't like a made up place. No, it turns out not only is it they have an actual city, but it's also a very famous place inside of Roblox, one of the rooms that you can actually join and play in. So Brookhaven RP, I guess Lives in Brookhaven was a way to sort of link that together and use an already existing idea and spin it to your favor. So as a setup, it was great. It was genius. The thing is, like, the way that it flip-flops between English and Spanish, I sort of think that was part of what the setup was supposed to be. I know that some YouTubers out there in the Spanish-speaking spheres, try saying that 5 times fast. So yeah, a few YouTubers in the Spanish-speaking spheres have a plugin that translates their stuff automatically, not very well, but they do still use it. In this instance, it seems like Lives in Brookhaven is a title that's in English. Then you have El asesinato, which of course is Spanish for the murder. So part of the title's in English, part of it's in Spanish. The description's in English, and the voices in Spanish. Again, just adds to the confusion towards like everything to do with this. But yeah, who knows? Maybe the maybe the image description that Josh sent me, this is just a the video, but I don't know, he sent me this to put on the video, so it's not showing up. It won't appear. Can I let my guest in? Oh wait, okay. It didn't appear on my screen, but it appeared on someone else's, and I clicked the button several times. That's why.
Oh, Okay. I realize the description says there's drama, pregnancy, and romance. Huh?
Yeah, in an episode that's called The Murder. Again, look, you see the murder. The title in the description is in English, but the one at the top is in Spanish. Like, what audience are you trying to attract here? That's my question. Although I would assume potentially either Ben 10 or Stranger Things fans based on the names of the two main characters.
Mm.
But yeah, either way, so we have Álvaro 10, or Álvaro 10 might be actually, and 11 are two neighbors who hate each other to death, but after a murder, Álvaro 10 and 11 will have to join forces to prove that they are innocent and fight an evil policeman who wants to kill them. 11 and Álvaro 10 will manage to make peace and fight against Cal and prove that they are innocent. That's not phrased as a question, but it has a question mark at the end of it.
Yeah.
Or will Cal kill them? Again, this makes me think this is not bit that hasn't been translated. It's just attempted
Mm.
to. I don't know. I appreciate the goal of, like, including people who only speak one language. So I just think that's most likely to be English speakers, or I suppose Chinese speakers. That could be too. Anyone speaks Mandarin out there.
Mm.
Um, that
I
being said,
mean, I'm learning Japanese, but this ain't
I
Japanese.
I don't think that's going to help you for this particular video.
No, I
In
don't
fact,
think
you
so.
might be completely lost for the entire duration, more so than I am. But I guess we're about to find that out. So this is a birthday present for Álvaro, and without further ado, on with the review.
Oh boy, here we go.
Genial. Hay otro magnífico día en Río.
Hold on. I keep every time it keeps switching. Okay, no, I'm starting again.
All right, here we go.
I was hoping like his voice was going to be that quiet. The first thing I would probably say is again is I would comment to like lack of projection or something, but I'm going to assume that was altered later on because this is the first series. That's what Álvaro said. The thing you sent me, like the text that he sent in Spanish, that's what he was saying. This was the first series he did, and to which I say, of course it is. Unless I'm told specifically otherwise, I always start with the earliest point in someone's YouTube series.
Genial. Hay otro magnífico día en Río.
Okay, so he just said, "Great, another magnificent day in Rio," as in like the actual. Won't be in Brookhaven.
Maybe he moves to Brookhaven? And it's also nighttime, isn't it? Like, look outside. It's not day.
Yeah, they bring up a fantastic
Todo
point
es
here.
genial.
Everything is great. He said great twice now.
Mi vecina.
Except my neighbor. Everything is great except my neighbor. Just establishing right off the bat that like his first thought in the day is I hate my neighbor.
11.
Okay, so he actually just said like once, which is the Spanish for 11, which means that essentially like the name given is like the number 11 rather than just being a character whose name physically is 11.
Ella es la que causa todos los problemas.
She's the one who causes all the problems that we all know so well, the problems.
Uf. Será mejor que me vista. Hoy voy a salir con mis colegas un poco.
Okay, that was a weird pause. Okay, so what he said there was I better get dressed. Today I'm going to go out with my friends.
Wow.
like he wanted to build suspense that was going to be the plot of the episode.
Por la calle.
I didn't actually hear that.
I am not gonna try to repeat that since I do not know Spanish.
Yeah, don't worry about it. He's combing his hair now. So I guess we kind of start off like a typical like what people kind of envision like every gacha series starts off with. Even though it's not the case anymore, most gacha series back in the day would just start off with like, oh, character gets out of the bed, it's always the same background. They go to the mirror, they get dressed with a pillowcase, and all that stuff. Sort of similar. Glad to see we're not the only ones.
Oh wait, I'll wait till this part.
Okay.
Que es la hora de mi desayuno.
It's time for my breakfast.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, it's so strange when I watch, like, sometimes with movies or shows, they would brush their teeth after they wake up, and then they just immediately go eat breakfast. It's like, what's the point of brushing your teeth immediately if you're gonna eat something to, like, because don't you want your teeth clean? Is that the whole point of brushing your teeth?
Yeah, pretty much. I think it's mostly just like to get rid of the plaque build up at night, but you're right. One one brush session after breakfast will get rid of both of those things.
Mm-hmm.
A ver. Oh, maldición. No me queda leche.
Let's see. Oh, curses! I've run out of milk.
Creo. Dos. No me queda otro. Voy a ir a la casa de mi vecino.
Okay, so all right. So this is where we get like into like. It seems there's no way I'm talking right now where sometimes I'll like stop. I'll have like filler words. Basically, how people speak when they're not scripted. That's
Ah.
what this feels like, because we start with like, I believe. I guess I'll go to my neighbor's house. I've got no choice.
I see.
Yeah, it's like the ideas are in here, but they're not really being presented, which I guess again makes you understand that there is no script to this.
¿Por qué?
Why? I thought I had like a clothes sound effect or something, but then I thought it was why the camera turned away or something. It's like give the character some privacy while the change goes. But then I realized, wait, you probably can't do that.
Yeah. I kind of wonder if this is supposed to be something like some of those movies did. Paranormal Activity and the Witch movie, where basically is scripted, where like they have a basic idea of like what the story is going to be in that films, but everything else is like unscripted, like the things they say or the things they are doing and everything like that. It's unscripted.
Oh
And
wait, you
so,
mean like when you say the Witch movie, do you mean like the Blair Witch Project?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right. Also, hi, Blue.
Hi, a little blue eclipse.
Okay, I see. Oh, we want Josh's verdict immediately. Okay.
Already? We just
Yeah, what do you think
started.
of it so far?
People are gonna come into this live stream immediately being thinking, "Oh, you've been watching this for 42 minutes?" No.
No, my connection. I'll probably take that out of the VOD.
Probably a good idea.
¿Qué?
To be okay, interesting. So it seems that we actually did cut to a different shot when the gunshot was fired, and it does sound like it was fired from a distance, probably because it was actually played off of a phone in the background or something. But in reality, that means that at the very least, Álvaro's actually trying to have cinematography, which in Roblox is not easy.
No.
I've seen it be attempted before. Frankly, I'm surprised that you can even like record this way without a person's entire body stuck in front of the lens.
¿Qué ha sido ese ruido?
Hold on, I think that was like, what was that sound?
Oh.
And okay, yeah,
I thought she was gonna climb on the pole.
Yeah, the likeness does kind of hold it back, and the fact that that every time that the shot change does happen, it always requires a pause. What I would have done there was, of course, trim out the parts where you like press the button on the phone device, because I have used that particular phone recorder before, which I guess just also made me realize this is filmed on a phone. Oh lord, this is filmed on a phone.
Oh my god, are they literally playing on their phones then?
Oh, Dios. No. De por Dios, está muerto.
Don't sound too torn up about it. Okay, so it's like, oh my god, he's dead. Like, I know you two didn't get along, but seriously. Also, when you said that they had to, Álvaro and 11 had to prove their innocence, I didn't realize that one of them would also be the victim.
I thought they were gonna see a crime.
Será mejor que me vaya.
I better get out of here.
Oh,
What was that? Oh. Oh. Oh.
pero bueno, ¿por qué tanto? Oye,
Wait, what?
¿por qué?
Oh, okay. So, I guess that was a different character. Just Álvaro didn't change his skin in Roblox. My question then is, who is that guy in the window? Could you not have him be the victim?
He looks like a stalker. Like he's like, I see you. I'm going to call 911. Woo!
Well, I'm gonna call 911. What, from his house?
¿Qué tanto grité? Oh,
Why is so many shouting? I don't know what shouting you're talking about. No one
Dios
shouted.
mío.
Oh. Oh, speaking of 911. Oh, look, again, as a third character. You know, it's great that you changed the costume this time, but unlike with live action, where they kind of just seem to excuse that, with machinima and with animation, you don't usually design two people the same way on purpose, so it kind of strikes you when you see the same person in 3 different roles in quick succession.
Oh no. Ángel.
At least it helped me improve. Now I do everything from my mobile. Was this not already on your mobile? I didn't know X recorded anything other than mobile recording.
Ha habido un
There was a
asesinato.
murder. Like, can you be any slower, please? Can you just, like, you know, take your time? It's like there's like an urgent thing that you just got called on the emergency number, which, by the way, it's already morning.
Oh my god.
So not only did this police officer, like, you know, take his sweet time saying that line, but also I don't know, whoever else did. No one in the entire neighborhood called the police until the next day. In all likelihood, it was probably because Brookhaven, being an actual, you know, a place independently of this world, you can't really like set the time or anything. In fact, even if you can do that in Roblox. So I guess if it took long enough to set up the scene, then wouldn't be able to change the time of day. So I had to film it in the morning. Unless you wait until the next day night cycle.
I'm not sure about anything about Brookhaven because I never played it. But I think if you're playing on like an open server where anyone can join, then you can't, you know, control anything. You just have to go with it and everything.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine. It's like a Minecraft server. You don't give like everyone that level of control unless they're opt.
Yeah. So yeah, unless they're opt. So I'm not sure about Brookhaven, but that's what I remember from like when I used to play Roblox. Yes, I used to play Roblox, but then there were rumors spreading along that was like bad, and so I wasn't allowed to play it when I was younger.
I see. I feel like that's kind of like anything that, you know, people have like open access to. There's always the risk that something is going to happen.
Yeah, it was like spreading like wildflower. It's not the John Doe thing. It was something very worse.
Well, no, I can imagine because John Doe was just, you know, kind of like ridiculous urban legends. But no, like like in anything that's like super public and stuff, you can always get, you know, if it's kind of like Discord. Even Discord has a reputation for, you know, attracting the wrong sorts of crowds, who in turn attempt to attract other wrong sorts of crowds. Enough said about that. But yeah, so anything people, you know, just it's the nature of those apps. Someone is always going to try and take advantage of that, no matter what goes on. It's all about what's important is like how the companies themselves actually address that, keep people informed, and, you know, also just in general the word being spread. Don't necessarily have to avoid it, but then again, that's a call that some parents actually do make. But then again, you have to kind of make that with everything.
Yeah,
if you do it for one thing, you have to do it with everything.
I mean, to be honest, like, gosh, she didn't make me continue playing Roblox because I might have ended up being a Roblox YouTuber.
I mean, Who knows? Could have sent you down a different path. You could have been making a series like this.
Exactly. Oh my god.
Yeah. Although, fun fact, one of my but one thing that was almost one of my earliest credits as far as YouTube stuff goes was actually a Roblox series that I was supposed to join, and then it got cancelled. Basically, I joined because it was my IRL friend who was doing it, and then I said, oh, this is like the set we've actually got here. There's so much potential for something else. So basically, like his own creepypasta that he made of this person who was like trapped inside of Roblox, and but yeah, because and I could actually like break into games, and so I thought, wow, that's actually an amazing idea. How about we just like add some more games into that? I basically kind of did what people try to do to me sometimes, where it's like, oh hey, this thing exists in this medium. Hey, have you considered this other medium? And I did suggest Minecraft, particularly. Episode 4 was supposed to be a Minecraft episode, and then they're supposed to go back into Roblox. So I didn't like entirely substitute it, but I thought, oh, this setup could actually be a great thing for something like multimedia. And also, I was one who was I was really pushing for actual voices in there, because this admittedly this is still paced pretty horribly, but his one was worse, because he had to like every time he was also not scripted, so he wouldn't like copy and paste into it. He would type everything out in real time, not edit it, and then have that be the final version. Yeah. So it didn't quite work in a lot of regards. But yeah, this was like the first thing that I was kind of involved in. Basically, like back in the day, this was like I had like 4 videos possibly like public on the channel at all. I had no online. He was the YouTuber in the friend group. That's how long ago that was. This was 2014. And yeah, so it's like basically I started off like the Aiden to his Jacob.
Wow.
Which just shows, yeah, I have definitely evolved. Unfortunately, that series did end up because he kept also trying to like rewrite the series and start like including other concepts, which some of them are cool, like an inner layer of Roblox where some people are like actually sentient, which actually also is exactly what Afmal did like 5 years later for Dreams of Astora. And yeah, so there was some things in there where like the ideas were interesting. Then he kind of like got too big for his boots, I guess, because he also tried to. Have you heard of Jazz Jennings?
I feel like people. Wait, that's. I feel like I heard that name somewhere before.
Yeah, public speaker, author of I Am Jazz.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, famously transitioned very early. Generates a lot of controversy as a result of basically all the things I just said, and also YouTuber.
Okay then.
Yeah. And so yeah, so basically he tried to actually reach out to get to pull a Hollywood and get some celebrity voice cast, because at that particular moment he had just learned about Jazz, had spread the word within our particular friendship circle, kind of garnered an obsession, and then decided, oh hey, I'm gonna try and see if Jazz would like to join. And then he actually got in contact with Jazz's mother and was able to like message her back and forth.
God.
This was around the same time that TLC was starting to pitch like their first I Am Jazz series. So eventually we were actually beaten out by like an actual network as far as hiring Jazz goes.
Jeez, what?
So yeah, basically she became a little busy. And then, because by this point, all of the plans basically involved Jazz's participation, and the series have been like retconned and rebooted and tried to like rewritten like twice at this point. It kind of lost its original luster and like its entire meaning to exist. And so it eventually just got cancelled. The videos were unlisted for some time. They're back online now, but they were unlisted for quite a long time. It just became the thing that was like, the series that almost was. I even
Mm.
like wrote a few songs for that. I was going to debut different characters and everything. It was going to be like my big break as a versatile voice actor. And I'd have to wait another 5 years to get that far. Oh well. So yeah,
Wow.
that's my other experience with Roblox roleplays.
Yeah, that's quite a story.
Oh yeah, definitely. I actually, yeah, I've shown Aiden and BB the episodes of the Dharamest itself, and I probably could have done that, but feel like I've wasted enough time already. Possibly some other day. Let's see. What was I going to say here? So I remember that old times happy to duet that series. Don't know what that means. Sorry.
Maybe redo it.
Possibly. Most of the times we play Brookhaven together. Oh, back in 2022, that was actually after this series was made. So I guess
Oh,
Josh kind of narrowly missed being a part of this. Or maybe he's in late. Well, actually, maybe he's in later episodes. There are 4 seasons of this, so he could be in later ones. I think it's like 65 episodes in total.
Whoa, wait, whoa.
Yeah, that's not even the longest series that Álvaro has. There's one series as well that has like 30 seasons. Granted, I don't know how many episodes each season has. I didn't look that far into the playlist. What I did was Josh sent me 3 playlists to choose from, and I picked this one because the starting upload date was the earliest, which again is how I knew this was the first series.
Right.
All right, I think that's I must be. It's going to be interesting. Well, I hope my anecdote was interesting. Then again, there's also a murder plot, so we'll see. And now 11 is also playing another character.
¿De quién ha sido el asesinato?
Yeah, who was murdered here?
Oh
De
my
un
god,
tal-
baby butter.
Mod multitasking. Oh hey, yeah, remember the Dharamest, BB? The thing that I showed you and Aiden, I think? The one that Leon Tarkshina made?
I think there was like a Herobrine series that was like where Herobrine like started doing stuff in real life. It was like some weird horror story or whatever, where he's not only affecting in the game of Minecraft, he's also affecting in someone's like real life. I
Yeah,
never
I can...
finished it.
Okay.
I got creeped out. I
see.
Very young.
Fair enough. Yeah, I also yeah, this was we were just talking about that. That's why I mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were just saying, well, you know, like my but basically like the biggest moment of like I guess my involvement with the game of Roblox in general, my biggest contribution to that was a series that was cancelled, and none of my contribution was even like ever publicized.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, actually, we did film a scene for a later episode at one point. I don't remember what my character was called. Actually, just kind of like, well, it's one of those things where like you get dragged into something. Which, by the way, also sort of happened to me today. There was this one person who seems to be doing a series where they're looking for people to basically, it's like a live action thing, but it blends in with like some CGI musical instruments that talk. So literally, I just got the message being like, I'm looking for any voice actor for a television unpaid on YouTube. So which character are you going as at Jacob Butter? And then a picture of the characters. And I was like, this does seem interesting, but like, what do you mean by a television on YouTube? It then worked out that they meant a television series, like a series that's meant for YouTube. And then I tried to ask a few details. That's where I found like the live action thing. Surprisingly, they couldn't say television series or the word series, but they know what live action and animated means. I don't know how they did that. And then also they again said, which character are you voicing? I said, I never agreed to be in this yet. And first I'd like to know what the characters are like. Then they sent me a message again saying this is what they look like. It's like, no, not what they look like. What are they like as characters? It's like I'm trying, like I try to like fish for details for this kind of stuff. Because like it's not that I'm not interested. I am. It looks
Right.
like an amazing idea. It's just that I want more information before I decide, oh, hey, I don't know, I'll voice this character. It's like, oh,
Right.
great. Turns out they have, I don't know, they have a very thick German accent. Oh, cool. I can't do that. It's like that kind of stuff I need to know before we go.
Right. Again, the eulogy here versus above the human sleep experiments gone wrong. Yeah, I just don't know if that was the OG story of the video I was talking about, Baby Butter. It was something different.
Yeah,
It didn't involve with like sleep experiments. It was just like ghost paranormal stuff.
Also, the crossover between reality and a game was always that Herobrine had first been in reality and then went into game, rather than being in game and then going into reality, which is what KW's description seemed to match. However, that's also how the Daramest was supposed to work, except for, again, the line that I really latched onto was I break into games. That's why I tried to encourage Leon to expand a little bit.
Yeah, but no, my favorite Herobrine lore story is the Hunted series, but that's sadly been canceled. They've been trying to remake it, but then they decided not to do it anymore. It's now confusing. Like I don't know if they're gonna continue it or not. But
fun fact, actually, I see another friend from that exact same friendship group that wasn't Leon, actually also introduced me to that series, The Haunted, and was also involved in the fan base quite significantly. And I remember even doing like a cover of one of like a song that she wrote for that series. Like not like to appear in it, like as like a fan thing, it's like a fan submission. It wasn't like actually meant to be in this. It also had no tune to it, so I just kind of made it up.
Right.
Yeah, it's another Herobrine project. I've considered going back to it, and actually finishing it, because I never finished it.
I always wanted to do like some Herobrine stuff, but it's really hard to do it sometimes because it's like I keep losing Minecraft worlds or something. So it's like, how do I continue this series? And my works keep mysteriously getting deleted.
The exact same thing happened to me. I had this roleplay back in the day called The Last Log of Tertius Hazelwick. The original 2016 version actually featured Herobrine as the villain. The 2017 reboot, which is canon to the Butterverse, doesn't. But the original one, it was supposed to be that we just use Herobrine as the as one there. That was also one of my first like filmed skits, which actually we did script. So even back then, I knew.
It's the writer inside of you, Jacob Butter. You had it all along.
Pretty much. That was the only script to see in the episode, though. We then went back to role playing, bouncing off each other. But oh well, it was something. Of course, it doesn't come close to the script that I made for the reboot version of that for 2017, where I actually got her brother, and that was the day that I voiced Agent 496, aka the Chicken.
The Chicken? What?
Yeah, so KW, you're quickly going to be realizing that considering that I've been doing YouTube for 10 years, I have a little bit of a weird history.
Apparently!
Yeah, BB knows about the chicken. BB very much knows about the chicken, particularly.
Roger Pagos. Y hay dos.
Okay, so apparently this is the Our History series is like, that's the one with 30 seasons, so interesting you're only in for the second one. All right.
Que lo han hecho. ¿Quiénes?
Okay, so now they're saying there's two suspects for the ones who could have done it.
Álvaro 10 y 11.
Álvaro 10 and 11, which to this police officer means nothing at all. Like, that's probably the weirdest names he's ever heard of in his entire life.
Rápido, hay que subir.
Quick, we gotta get in.
De policía.
To the police car.
To the Batmobile.
Again, it's like, I feel like Álvaro was like half asleep when recording this. It's like, okay, I got a remote, but I'm like really tired. It's like 5 a.m. Quick, we gotta get in. to the police car.
Mhm.
Hay que atraparles.
You've got to catch them. They're not on the run. They're just in their houses. Also, they're not the only suspects. What about guy in the window? I feel like he's probably the most suspicious person of all.
Venga,
Who on earth is that? I think that might be someone. I think that might be just like another Brookhaven player who just happened to follow along with the story and didn't know that the video was being filmed.
Probably.
You're having trouble hearing what they're saying. Yeah,
They're
I try.
speaking
They're
Spanish
like
and
relative. Yeah, and also like really quietly. I'll put
yeah.
the volume at 102. Oh, and I guess the police just ran a person over, but they don't get in trouble.
My God.
Oh, okay, never mind. The person's there.
And she's just,
I think so.
and the police are poorly drivers and really loud. Oh my God, what's up with the sirens? So you really seriously need to put the sirens on 24/7?
Yeah, there's actually a scene in the Darames that is similar to this, where the main character Era Leon is actually just going around, and it is just like a regular day in whatever place it was. I don't think it was Brookhaven; it was somewhere else. And yeah, there was like like several moments where he's just trying to like back up the vehicle and use it and like try to weave around. I feel like that might be a recurring theme. Robots driving scenes don't work.
It's
That's why
because it didn't have a mobile. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but usually when I say mobile, I just mean either phone or tablet just because it's not a PC or a computer. So, like, you technically did have a mobile, at least to me, but if
I
you
would
mean
have
like
thought.
phone, that's gotta be harder. Tablets are much easier, for me at least, to do stuff. Phones are just like so tiny.
Yeah, I would have thought so. But particularly if you're going to use like touchscreen to do anything significant like this, like maybe like move a car or something.
No, like when I was trying to do some stuff on GajaCom on my phone, and I would accidentally move my character because the screen is so tiny.
Basically,
But
to anyone who's seen Spectacular Spider-Man, it's like that one scene when the Rhino is in an elevator and can't press any of the buttons because his fingers are too massive. Basically, it's like that.
creo que voy a ver la tele.
I think I'm going to watch TV.
Why is there an alarm system? What?
No,
I don't know. But why is one channel just a picture of a cat?
no.
Okay, this actually could be interesting.
Las noticias.
Okay, just the news.
Últimas noticias. Ha habido un asesinato de un tal Roger Powers.
Breaking news! There has been a murder of a guy named Roger Powers. That wasn't the voice, but I just wanted to do village news.
Right.
Hay dos sospechosos.
There are two suspects. Like, no details of like how the murder took place or anything like that. Like they normally. Anyway. Wee woo. I don't know why I'm saying wee woo to make the sound of the siren. I think I spelled that right. I just find it funny.
No, you spelled Miru right. You spelled Miru right.
Yeah, I tell you what. Yeah, one of my exes used to say wee woo a lot, and like I didn't actually get where that was from. It was only when I actually, again, it's one of those moments where I've mentioned this before, but with SpongeBob, everyone quotes certain moments and like they know what they're talking about because I watched the entire series in Spanish. I had no idea that's where wee woo came from. Until I finally watched the English version of that episode. And I'd seen that episode several times. I just didn't know that's what weeroos. I hate it sometimes. Anyway.
Los sospechosos no son ni nada más ni nada menos que unos tales 11 y Álvaro 10. ¿Qué?
Yes, and they are they are none other than some people called Álvaro 10 and 11, which I feel like is probably a little bit sensationalist for, the news. It was like, and now with the news, we have a person who has been tragically murdered. And the two suspects, of course, right now are none other than these people. Tune in next time to find out how the police are dealing with this situation. Like, it doesn't quite feel like it's like it matches the tone of, or maybe, well, I guess it matches the tone because he's not really emoting anything, but it doesn't match like the vocabulary of a newsreader.
Yo sospechosa.
But like, how do they know for sure like who the people were by with the bodies? Is there
I
like
guess
security cameras?
maybe the police reported the news to the press, which is also not what the police would do.
No lo vi, así que soy testigo.
Okay, so say like me a suspect? I mean, I saw it, so I'm a witness.
Policía dice que está en camino.
Also, I think what that might have been like a ground mistake. In fact, I'm pretty sure Álvaro there just said testigo, which is the masculine version, but that's a female character, so it'd be testiga.
Oh snap!
Les van
Someone
a
spoke
atrapar
wrong.
rápidamente. Enseguida. Más
must
rápido
trap
de
them.
lo que creen,
Yeah.
amigos.
Oh no! Oh no!
Okay,
Oh, no.
don't worry, these villains will be caught sooner than you think. So do you think, my friends? Like, this, again, I guess to go back to SpongeBob, it's kind of like if you try and give, like, the fish, like,
Breaking
a murder to report,
news!
unironically, you know. It's been like, the suspects will be caught soon, my friends! You know, no, give it to
Oh
somebody
my
else with a bit more
God.
commanding voice.
Why
Attention,
is that
Bikini
so
Bottom!
accurate?
There's been a murder!
Why is that so accurate?
Because now I have watched a little bit of English SpongeBob. Not much, but enough.
Bank vault will be closing soon, everyone. Just let you know, if you want to steal some money, you have to do it now before it be closed.
O no tengo que irme de aquí rápidamente.
Oh no, I gotta get out of here quickly.
¿Ves?
But let me just stop and select something in my house.
Ajá. Aquí está la maleta.
Oh, here's my suitcase. You didn't put anything in it!
Wow.
You're just running with an empty suitcase. You gotta fill that up with things if you want to do a run.
Voy corriendo al avión antes de que me pillen.
I'm gonna run to the plane up before they catch me. What plane? You didn't buy plane tickets. Where are you going? Also, he lives right next to the airport.
Yup.
They didn't think it was a good idea to not warn the people who live right next to the airports that they're wanted for murder.
A ver si todo listo.
Okay,
Creo
let's
que es
see
hora
if everything's ready.
de irme.
I think it's time to go.
Ugh.
She's just standing there. Why is she
Yeah.
getting rid of the screen?
I don't think she needs a jump cut. The airport's right next to her house. We know that much because he's the neighbor of the first guy.
Oh, mis llaves.
Oh, my keys.
Aquí están.
What? You're wanted for murder. You don't need your keys. What, are you planning to come back to the house when the heat clears off? You're still, like, avoiding the police, and you're probably getting arrested for that alone. Also, I guess there's, like, one suitcase prop, because they have the same one.
I guess so.
Again, I do appreciate the fact that there's still an attempt to, like, have different shots and actually, you know, to just get those done. Because, I mean, some people don't have even the attention span for that, quite honestly, and getting those shots right. In fact, I know certain people here who definitely do not like being blocked in certain scenes, and other people who would be directing said scene who would not have the patience to get it right unless I insisted. Oh, fun times.
Parece que aquí es. Venga, baja del coche.
Looks like we're here. Go on, get out of the car.
Es hora de investigar. ¿No
It's time
crees?
to investigate. Don't you think?
Sí.
Yes.
Venga.
Come on. I don't know why I bothered translating
Yo
C.
investigo.
I'm just in like automatic like subtitle mode.
La de Álvaro 10 y tú la de 11, ¿vale?
I'll go into Álvaro 10's house and you would go into 11's.
Vale.
Well, isn't it just fortunate that they both happen to do a runner, so you don't have to use the same actor? However, actually, what would have been clever is if they hadn't left yet and the police showed up, but they swapped houses, so you could have the one police officer played by one character interacting with the other one.
Mhm.
Someone forgot to change their costume. Ooh, my, okay.
¿Hay alguien aquí? Estoy armado, delincuente.
Is there someone here? I'm armed, delinquent. I mean, I know there's firing a warning shot, but I didn't. You don't have to do it like immediately while you're still saying you're armed.
Right.
Also, don't.
Why are you shooting? You're gonna kill some innocent lives for no reason.
Or
You're gonna lose
potentially,
your job.
or potentially himself if those bullets ricochet across the walls of this enclosed space.
He's gonna lose an eye like Skrill.
Is that how Skrill died? He shot a bullet and it ricocheted.
Yep, that's the new lore of Synchronous Plex. That's the Will Afton.
Haha!
Himself.
You kid at me, Afton? Well, guess what? You're going down. Afton's like, well, that was easy.
I'll just take the documents of Niall and just say, join your casket and just walk away. Totally kill him. Yep. No,
Just
yeah,
all right, okay, fine. I don't have to do anything, so I'm just gonna take your soul. All right, perfect, and I'll be on my way. Why is everyone just always at the window?
Creo que es hora de
They're
que
so
duermas.
I do
In
not
fact,
want-
that's 11, isn't it? What? The 11 just left. Is that another doppelganger?
Oh no. Oh no.
I just watched like The Decay of Sam and Cat by Quinton Reviews, and like there's a whole section on doppelganger theory. I feel like this is the real display of doppelganger theory because literally everyone's a doppelganger of each other apart from the random people that you have as extras in Brookhaven. Slam a door on herself.
The door whacked her. She should have been on the ground.
Aquí
I
no
kind of
hay
like how
nada.
Cash just skids around sometimes.
Is this a
no one
police
here.
officer?
Voy a ir
Oh,
a esta
okay.
habitación.
I'm going to go into this room.
Isn't that the
Ju-
bathroom?
You know, it's kind of noticed. It's kind of weird, like how everyone talks to themselves in this. I mean, I know this. I guess it's because like they have the same different perspectives and everything.
Mhm.
Maybe that's it.
Maybe this is just their thoughts.
Yeah, because normally it's like the only it's only like the one captor who does it. But anyway,
Increíble. Aquí no hay nadie.
incredible. There's no one here. Who would have foreseen such a turn of events?
Oh my god! It looks like as if they've ran away. Who would have thought?
Pretty much.
Did she just jump?
Every single door just seems to be a problem for that particular actress.
What? Did she just jump?
MC robots and people talking to themselves. Yes, but what I meant was like it's interesting that everyone seems to do that, even in scenes where they probably shouldn't because they're tracking someone down. That's what I meant. Like, of course, MC robots have people talking to themselves. And for crying out loud, I've seen multiple times I can count.
Oh god!
Oye, Ángela, ¿sabes lo que creo? Que
Hey, Angela, you know what I think?
creo que se han fugado.
I think they're on the run. What a genius!
Oh my god! Who would have thought? I thought they
Hay que
went
decir-
somewhere
hay-
else, like been kidnapped or something.
La comisaría.
We have to go to the station.
Venga,
Oh my god, you
Ay,
don't need to turn the sirens on. You don't need to turn the sirens on.
I love that the airport is right there, and they don't think to like at least check there to see who's boarded a plane recently.
y saber a dónde han ido.
We have to find out where they've
Where
gone.
is the William scream? I need that William scream right now. Honesty.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Was that
thank
where the police station
God.
was? Sorry, did they live? Did a murder take place right between the airport and the police station?
I think so.
And guess what? He's still at the airport.
Creo que es hora de empezar una nueva vida en donde sea.
I think it's time to start a new life wherever. Oh, maybe that's why this was in Rio the whole time, because now we're going from Rio to Brookhaven. And there's the credit. Oh, so
Oh my.
so after even this was done in real time. So I guess this was before any sort of post-production was applied into this. Which I guess also wait, actually no, because that subscribe thing, like that's captions on the actual video, right? Wait, no, because then you wouldn't have to pause for every single time it appears. Maybe you can just write those on the screen with X Recorder. And then you can just abruptly cut the music, because we all love when that happens.
What?
Okay. So,
Don't know what to say. You just go. I'm gonna stay silent.
on one hand, it is the creator's birthday, and this was their first show. On the other, I have to be honest, because that's what I always do. So, yeah, this one wasn't a very good opening. Oh, really?
Nope.
I mean, ignoring the fact that the characters, when they remember to change their costumes, are all played by the same people, it's already weird to do that when it's not live action. Casting the same actors is like a tale as old as time, but having designs where it's just the clothes that have changed, kind of is like if you had like an army of default boys and default girls in gacha with different outfits, and that's the only part that you customized. Someone's going to ask some questions. As far as the vocal performance goes as well, again, probably a first attempt, but I'm sure that in the future, if they did decide to continue down that route, there would have been a bit more of like everything: emotion, volume, passion, possibly variation too, depending on like how things go. That would make the characters also seem a lot more different than they were here. Other stuff that seemed like fall flat was probably, I'm guessing again, technological limitations of Roblox, which I have dealt with in some limited capacity. And I do think that the one thing this has over the Dharmas is that it is indeed voice acted. I don't tend to pull that card nowadays where I say like, stuff is better if it's voice acted. Back in the day I did, because I mean, I feel like that was my solution to the pacing problem that Dharmas actually had. But this one has that problem regardless, because every line seems to be paused because there's no script. So it ultimately cancels itself out.
It's kind of like what's his name? That sloth character in Zootopia.
I know what you mean. I haven't seen Zootopia, but I've seen the sloth character.
Yeah. That's what it kind of reminds me of when they're talking, like with every pausing moment.
And that's for someone who can't even understand the conversation. So, imagine.
God.
Speaking of someone who can't understand the conversation, I'm not sure how much Álvaro gets whenever I speak in English, so, you're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed this review that I just did. All right, well, maybe I might come back into this in the future, because it seems like now that I've actually seen this, I know kind of where I'm going to come at it from. I also realized that the next episode is literally just called Brookhaven, so I guess the series... This was the setup episode to see how they would go about moving.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also another thing. The sets probably should not have been all in one location.
No.
Like I know the Brookhaven probably has. Actually, no, this isn't Brookhaven yet. Wherever this was, probably has some like limitations on what buildings appeared where. But
Right.
if that was going to be an issue with the airport and the police station could be in the same location, don't draw turns to it, and also don't like have your characters move into the house that happened in that area. I'm hoping there would be some others, considering that otherwise we'd have tons of people just visiting your house every single time we tried to film. I don't really know how that works, to be honest.
Right.
Same issues I had with Gacha Online, which is just also a Roblox game, but it reskins the characters as gachas, and the problem was that everyone was like in the way that every shot they would try and do in the place, so it ultimately didn't really work for any like video creation.
Mm-hmm.
But oh
I
well.
see.
If this is if this was the first and therefore the worst start, I mean, it's all up from here, so not too much of an issue. Maybe I'll come back to it some other point, but no promises. And I don't know if it will be soon, because again, other stuff to get through, and we'll see. Because again, this is one of those things that gets delayed a fair amount. I'm going to see if that guy will actually reply to me and give me some more information, because he seems to have just gone off the grid after I asked that question. That was several hours ago.
Oh.
I don't know. We'll find out. But for now, please leave a like or dislike, as your opinion matters got us already. And Faith, cumpleaños Álvaro.
KW out.
On that note, until next time,